You, me, or nobody is gonna hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
Every Thursday night,
E.Ali,
Facebook Live,
the weekly news,
TikTok,
no cap,
YouTube. You got your boy E.Ali and the
local news,
ToLe'Do.
regional, and the shit that might go viral. You know I'ma got
E.Ali and
you.
the
You know I got you.
ToLe'Do.
DMP. Neckhead. Let's get it. Street talking. I know the fans watching. It's hard out here when you got the dog barking. Street talking. I know the fans watching. It's hard out here when you got the dog barking. Street talking. I know the fans watching. It's hard out here when you got the dog barking. Street talking. I know the fans watching. It's hard out here when you got the dog barking. Straight out the mud and put it back in sand. Try to flip this shit to 100 grand. Niggas I know, I got work for the law.
What it do, Toledo? It's your boy, E.Ali, in the ToLe'Do. What's poppin'? It's April 11th, 2024. You know, this is another episode of Thinking Out Loud. You know, from an OG perspective. You know, with a little hood twist, with an ounce of that reality. Nevertheless, man, this E.Ali and the ToLe'Do, one of Toledo, Ohio's premier podcasts, 45 minutes out of Detroit, Michigan. Pothole capital USA. This podcast is sponsored by Broken Glass Photos, Street Bully Promotions. It's also sponsored by with Sprinkles. Again, this is March 11th, 2024. This is your boy E.Ali and the ToLe'Do. It's been an alright week, man. We just 3 days outside the total eclipse that happened April 8th. Roughly around about, I think it almost was about almost 3 o'clock that it happened. You know, it was the event that took place. You know, it was an event basically. If you had your glasses on, roughly about almost 20 minutes. You know, from the time that the moon approached to the total eclipse till it passed. So I hope you guys got to see it. Anticipated it was a thing though, because it was like right after the event. All I could see is all the litter afterwards. All the glasses everybody purchased was thrown on the ground. Didn't nobody keep those glasses and shit. So if somebody was smart, they could have picked up all them glasses, kept them, and possibly sold them at a later date or at another time. Yeah, I found that it was funny that I just observed that at the event. You know, all the glasses was on the ground and shit. But this is it, man. Let's get into it. This is the show. Let's go.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And liftoff.
Call Erica. It's E.Ali in the ToLe'Do. E.Ali, E.Ali, E.Ali in the ToLe'Do. E.Ali, E.Ali. We from the ToLe'Do. E.Ali in the ToLe'Do. What it do, man? Your boy E.Ali in the ToLe'Do. A episode of Thinking Out Loud. It's April 11th, 2024. We just 3 days out the total eclipse. Life-changing events, things is look to change. It's definitely a new season and a new day. How ironic that it was just we was just celebrating Easter the dawn of a new season. You know, basically we put winter to bed, you know, and we invited spring, invited life. And then, you know, just right after a few days after we celebrated or recognized those who just recognize it, some celebrate it. I don't celebrate it in terms of getting into the, you know, I don't look for no dinner or no special meal or nothing like that, but, you know, I don't get into the Easter bunny and all that, you know, but nevertheless, just the changing of the weather, you know, coming into a new season. And then right at the dawn, or right at the dawn of that, you have this solar or this total eclipse. So we you know, and then just a couple weeks before that, you had a blood moon. So those are somewhat signs for those who know, pay attention, be aware. So this is your boy E.Ali and the ToLe'Do. Again, this is April 11th, 2024. A couple of days outside the total eclipse, man. So it's just like, you know, just taking all that in, because it was so much anticipation and so much hype around it. You know, one tend to wonder what was all that about. So in the coming days, in the coming weeks, you know, just pay attention and be aware. Be aware of your surroundings and shit like that. Don't take nothing for granted. You know, you definitely go about doing the shit that you do. I ain't trying to scare you and saying some hoax or some shit coming about, but just, you know, it's a new day. Something should be coming your way, hopefully. You know, especially if you lining up with the stars and shit like that. Hopefully you are, because I'm definitely trying to always put myself in good standing with Mother Nature. So, with that being said, man, this is your boy E.Ali and the ToLe'Do, one of Toledo premier podcasts, east of the Viaduct. You know, this is a podcast premiere specifically for those individuals east of the Viaduct of Toledo in Toledo, Ohio. You know, giving those individuals a voice and a chance and an opportunity to have, or to have somebody speak for them. You know, having an opportunity to be heard, some of their gripes, their complaints, and their concerns. Because I come from that area, so I know the area well. I know what the problem is and what some of the solutions could be, and know some of the solutions. But it's about rallying up enough support, bringing enough attention to the problems, and hopefully we can get somebody from downtown to hear our gripes or our beef. But that's what this is. This is just that. You know, somebody got to speak up for us. Somebody got to tell them about, you know, the problems that we see or the problems that we face and feel, the conditions that we live in. You know, this is just that opportunity to do so. You know, I ain't trying to cause no beef or no roughs or nothing like that. This is only my opinion, independently, definitely owned. But this is my opinion and my opportunity to put my 2 cents in. That's it. That's all that is. You know what I mean? Like I always say, man, and I'm going to constantly say, there's 8 billion people on the planet. And this is just my opportunity, or this is just my 2 cents in, you know, giving my 2 cents in to the matter. But yeah, ain't nothing really significantly totally happened, man. You know, this is just, you know, a brother had the situation or you know, going through the few days of just trying to feel, I guess the energy, you know, from the total eclipse, knowing that it's a new day, you know, just trying to pick up on that vibe, you know. So for whatever blessings that's coming my way. I just want to be, in tune with those. Just trying to stay aware and conscious of just trying to stay conscious and aware. Definitely paying attention, So, but yeah, man. The thought of the day, or the thought of this week, I guess would be trying to make certain connections, I guess doing what's needed, man, for certain level of networking. I'm trying to move forth my business, this podcast, trying to put it in a different space, definitely trying to connect with those individuals, who can help out and shit like that. But it seemed like ToLe'Do, man, we have a tendency to, turn our back on one another. It's sometimes hard to find the adequate support that's needed to get you over the hump. Everybody's scared that somebody might blow over them. Don't nobody want to be seen. Don't nobody want to be seen as the person that might had helped those or helped that individual to get there. Everybody want to be the first. But I say this all the time in terms of just like what we have to come better aware of. Like whatever movie that you like, I don't care what movie you talking about. It may only have a few stars and a few individuals who are the key figures of that movie. But if you look at the end of that movie, I don't care just any movie you talking about, that movie might have had only, and some movies might only have a couple scenes, like Friday, right? Friday had a couple scenes, and you had a handful of the first Friday. You had even the second one, you had a handful of individuals, no more than 5 to 10 people, who was the characters, a couple scenes of the movie, a couple different scenes, because the first Friday they didn't never leave the block damn near. But if you go back and look at that movie Friday, look how many scenes, look how many individuals made the movie, because everybody else was just, supporting actors and things of that nature. But look at the 2 main characters or the 3 main characters, 5, possibly 10 main characters of that movie, right? But look at the end. I want you to go look at the end of every movie and watch at the end when the credits get to rolling. And look at all those individuals from the cast that created the movie, for those for the 2 main people or the main characters that you like. It's gonna have the cast of that, but then it's gonna have a whole bunch of other people's, like the writers, the stunt men, the light man, the cameraman, the music, the wardrobe, the art director, the director of this, the director of music. You got marketing, promotion. You got, you got all these individuals, all these entities that's connected to this one movie, because you got these 2, 3, maybe 10 individuals that you saw that played the part that you liked, that you enjoy watching those 2. And we talking about the movie Friday. We talking about the first one, because Craig and Smokey was the main 2 characters. Then you had Big Worm and a couple. You had Debo and a couple other people. So you had maybe roughly 5, 10 people, maybe the main. But if you look at the end of that movie, look how many people it took to produce that show. And so my point in saying, in anything that we do here, you might have one or two people or whatever one, it's going to take a whole bunch of other people behind the scenes for you to be visual, or for you to make it to the top, or make it to this place in which you want to go. It's a whole bunch of other people in the background that's connected to that you have to give homage and credit and recognition to in everything that we do. And everything that, and you always have to first give credit to God for the power of just being able to have the ability to wake up, have the function, have the mental capacity, have your legs, limbs, arms, have the finances, the revenue, have the know-how, the knowledge, wisdom, understanding, have the fortitude, the foresight, the vision, have the intuition that God placed upon you. All those things take place for an individual, for an ideal, a dream, a hope, for a plan to exist. You have to have that connection with the Father, and He have to give you that vision in order for you to possibly bring forth that vision or that ideal or that plan, that dream, that business, you know. Then it take prayer, it takes study, it take fortitude, it take discipline, it take dedication. So it take a whole bunch of other things that's connected to that one thing that you see, or that one thing that you see successful. It's a whole lot of ugly things in the background that took place, or not ugly, a whole lot of hard work, dedication. It took people, it took conversation, it took relationships, it took understanding, it took it took somebody to be humble, it took somebody to be passive, meek, you know, aware, you know, and you have to have a certain level of grace, man. You gotta have a certain level of grace in all these things and all this stuff that we want to do and all this stuff that we want to accomplish. You know, I mainly speak to the young brothers in which I speak, man, for the most part, because like the world has deceived these individuals in thinking that it's so easy for something to be, or to be so careless in terms of where you, in places and things of that nature. Not to be aware of some, you know, not to have some knowledge or some understanding in some situations that you might find your place or you find yourself in, you know. And I'm talking about, like, for instance, just you know, because if you go into some neighborhoods, you got to know what kind of situation you going into, you know. In most cases, you don't know what kind of set they claiming, if it's cud, if it's blood or cuz, you know what I'm saying? If it's folks, you know, you got to be aware and knowing what neighborhoods, and in most cases, for the most part, even just to stay out of those kind of situations. I don't even put myself in a situation where I got to be approaching talking about what I claim. Or where I'm from. I don't even go into them places where them kind of people think like that. Because for one, man, I'm free. You know, I'm free to choose to do what I want to do for the most part. And with that being said, I'm also conscious, aware. I also make wise, intelligent, and smart decisions. You know, and when you pull the toughness, when you pull trying to be tough out of your makeup, because for a lot of years you had to be tough. Fuck being tough. Now it's about being aware, smart, calculated, and move with precision. So with that being said, ain't no bullshit in my on the flow. Ain't no bullshit in my sight, bro. I ain't letting bullshit exist. Soon I got a sense of just knowing. I mean, at this point and in this juncture, I can go into a situation and I can smell bullshit. You know, I'm looking at your eyes and I can read guys' eyes and body language and tell if the bullshit exists. And soon as I sense or have a sense of that, I find my way to fuck up out of there. Every trip, man. I don't stick around for no dumb shit. You know? And that's just how I move. I want to see tomorrow. You know? I got a purpose. I want to see the next day and the day after that and many days after that. As many as that I can accumulate. You know, by the grace of God. You know, that's what it is for me nowadays, man. Moving, you know, at a slower pace. Granddaddy status. You know, double OG. You know, this is your boy E.Ali and the ToLe'Do thinking out loud, man. Just want a better world, a better Toledo for my grandkids. You know? You know, I'm realizing that we gotta, you know, us adults in my age group and younger gotta come together and make that a reality. The way in which we do business, the way in which we communicate and cooperate with one another, you know, to have relations, you know, to be able to deal with our problems and our frustrations, our beefs and our gripes, and don't take that shit personal and still do business with one another, you know? And to be able to express what's wrong and to have that comment box in every business where somebody can make a suggestion in terms of how to make your business better for all of us. Because when you shouldn't just have the thought of just starting a business because I'm just trying to make money or I'm about to just hustle off my people. You should also go with it with a little bit of love and intent that I'm trying to also create and offer a service or a product for my people, for the upliftment and enrichment of my people. Money gonna come with it anyway. That's just the way it is. Just offer a good product, service, and shit like that. You know what I mean? Good relations and being consistent in what you doing, and you gonna get the money. Don't even worry about that. They're gonna spend with you. You know? The thing that I don't like, man, just business-wise for us, it's like the only thing that you can do in Toledo, the only thing that's supportive, that we support one another around here. We definitely gonna support one another doing each other hair. You know what I mean? Rather we support each other doing our hair, here we won't even go over there on Nebraska, the Powell Beauty Supply Store, and buy all our products from there. I think they the only black beauty parlor or beauty supply store in the city. But yet we won't generate or direct our traffic towards that location just to be able to, I mean, because if we did that for just 1 year, if everybody go there get all what they just 1 year, we'll change that whole situation. We'll change that whole area, that whole block. He'll have to definitely increase in his inventory. He'll have to definitely expand his business. We can do that just with ourselves, and that's the thing. We should be able to do models, have models, and test models, for instance. And just saying, okay, we know this individual's got this service or this product. Let's everybody go to this individual for 1 year and bring and because we all need different services and different products, or whatever. But if we direct our attention to an individual or place, and we patronize with one another or to patronize with that individual for 1 strong year, we can see the growth, and then we part of that. We should be able to take pride in seeing that we generated, or we was able to see that this brother came up from our effort. That's not selfish. That's good economics. That's being smart because because for whatever product or whatever you want to whatever you got going on, you gonna want the same support of your community. People who look like you. So that's my hopes, man, of this whole situation, to bring light on some of the problems and some of the situations, some of the discourse, some of the you just don't know what it is, man, in terms of why we can't turn the corner here in Toledo in terms of with prosperity. Be able to create a business, have a business, and it flourish because you got the support of your people, Stellian. Somebody, because you'll start a business, man, and it'll go under because you can't even get the support of your people to come out and support you. And they'll go straight to everybody else, give them their money, but they won't look out for you and do what you, and that's what it is. You know what I mean? And that's the sad case that we get around here. That's the Toledo blues, non-support of black business. That's what that's called, the Toledo blues. It's the Toledo way, Fuck your brother, man, I guess. I don't understand it, man. I'm trying to make sense of it, and hope that I can shed some light on it and we can get to some place where we have a real intimate, educated, thought-provoking conversation around that ideal of what's the hindrance, what's the holdup, what's the beef, the gripe, what's the concerns, what's the what is it that makes individuals non-supportive of one another here and locally into Toledo area, But then if you look at it on this side of the viaduct, don't nothing flourish on this side of the viaduct. Only thing to flourish on this side of the viaduct is funeral homes, beauty parlors, beauty salons, barbershops, hair stores, and McDonald's for the most part. They're going to hit you. They're going to get some chicken and shit. And also the liquor stores and all the little corner stores. Outside of that, ain't no business. You only got a grocery store and a half, Seaway, family food, and what you got? Red and white for your wings, Other than that, you ain't got no shit. You only got one Save a Lot. That's the only Save a Lot is on Manhattan. Pay attention, man. Look around you. Look where all the business is. Check where all the business is at. It's on the west side of the viaduct. Going towards TU. That's where all the business is on that side. Once you cross them railroad tracks, the viaduct, So when you come in, say you driving up Detroit and you turn on Bancroft, right? So when you turn on, you turn on Monroe right there on the corner. Soon you pass the Wendy's right there and you go up under the viaduct. That's the viaduct I'm talking about on this side of the viaduct. That viaduct run all the way through the city. Check it. The first part of the viaduct is over there off, like when you coming off the end of what is that? The end of Detroit where the new roundabout is. And if you're going like towards Phillips, towards that Burger King, or towards the old Jeep, or matter of fact DMS, if you're going towards that, you hit that viaduct there. The other part of that viaduct is on Central. Another part of the viaduct is on Delaware. Then you got the part of the viaduct I'm speaking about that runs, that connects on Bancroft, Monroe. Then you can go over the tracks on Lincoln. You ain't got to go under the viaduct. You go over the viaduct, over the tracks on Oakwood. You go under the viaduct on, what is that, Door. You go over the tracks, again, them same tracks. You go over the tracks on Nebraska. You go under the tracks on Detroit and Fearing that way. So that viaduct run through the whole city right there, them streets I just told you. So everything on the other side, the west side, that's where all the business is at. We ain't got nothing on this side, you know? And so if you understand the business and the way they got the tax base set up here in the city, all the businesses on that side of the viaduct, you know, that's where all the commerce is happening. And so they got a bigger, that's why the homes look better. That's why the roads is always cleaner. You know, that's why the schools is better on that side of the viaduct. Pay attention. This your boy E.Ali, man, just thinking out loud. You know, this is just my thoughts, the way I see it. Not trying to bring no harm to nobody. This just this offering my 2 cents into it. You know, we all got a part to play into it, I guess. You know, and this is my 2 cents into the situation. Just to be able to offer my thoughts and trying to find solutions of how I try to make my community better. You know? Always trying to I do better basically, man, just trying to stand out the way. Not being a problem to nobody. You know? Trying to help my grandson and my granddaughters and shit try to help them live by that same philosophy. You know, don't be a bother to nobody. I tell them all the time when they go to school, if you don't want to learn, don't go to school and be a problem. Put your head down and don't be a problem for nobody else learning. I'd rather accept that. If they call me with that, you okay. You know, but if they call me and say you causing a problem, you got problems when you get home. You know? Because ain't no way you going to not want to learn and you go to school and you cause problems and cause other people to not be able to pay attention because your foolishness, and the teacher have to come off the lesson to direct her attention to your foolishness and direct and come off the lesson because she got to address your dumb shit. So I tell them all the time, if that happened and the teacher called me, you got consequences. It's consequences and repercussions. You know, I'm cracking some head. Old school shit, you know what I mean? Now that my grandson old enough, shit, he can almost he can get to the body. We can go to the body now. He big enough. But I just try to create that line, man, and hopefully they don't cross it and shit. That's what people in authority do for the most part, parenting. Try to, you know, you do a lot of threatening, intimidation and shit, you know, to try to get some results. You know, being that they done took corporal punishment out of the situation and shit, you know what I mean? So with that being said, you gotta be real crafty. And for me, I just take the threat of taking the fucking cell phone for a week. For any dumb misbehavior at school and shit like that. Teacher called me. If the teacher called me, the phone go for a week. That been my whole hookup. I don't even play with that. Let a teacher call me. That phone gone for a week off the dribble. So that's how I'm able to curb, you know, certain behavior with those individuals and shit. So. But yeah, man, this is your boy E.Ali and the ToLe'Do thinking out loud. This is April 11th, Thursday, April 11th, 2024. Just 3 days outside the eclipse, man. You know, it's a turn of events. You know, it was funny when I was looking up there in the sky. I got photos and shit like that. I took video other shit, But nevertheless, when I was looking up there trying, and it was crazy because I was like, is they gonna create some kind of situation, some kind of looking in the because all you had to do is shoot some kind of something up towards there and hit it with some light or some shit like that, just some shit like that. I was thinking like, what the fuck might happen, right? With a spaceship ride by or some shit, anything. I was looking for that and that inevitable. It's just something out of the ordinary, something crazy and shit just to take place, because it was like all of us was focused at this time or at this one event for the most part, and it's like, with a couple, high tech 3D cameras or 3D type lens or 3D lighting situation, you could cause some speculation or what was that? Damn, did y'all see that? So I was kind of looking for that kind of shit, and then when nothing didn't happen, it was cool. It was like, okay, all right, fuck it. But we don't know what was going to take place. NASA said it was possibly an earthquake. I heard somewhere in some report that an earthquake was possibly possible around that time and shit like that. So we just been basically sitting back, man, waiting, trying to observe the weather. Pay attention to that to see what what occurs after that. If it's some kind of kinetic energy, micro energies or radio waves or some kind of shit or whatever, just seeing how it might affect us, being that this then just took place. But just staying aware for the most part. So this your boy, man, again, E.Ali and the ToLe'Do. Hey, it was fun, man. It's just a brief, this week, just a thinking out loud. We had the eclipse for the most part, man. Didn't nothing really big happen outside of that, just that. For the most part, they still got the other bullshit that's circulating and shit like that I wish not to even comment on a lot of the bullshit, man. So I'm going to just leave it with that. It was a good week for me for the most part, man. I encourage y'all to definitely, get on your knees, always be in tune with your creator and shit like that. For the most part, man, we just only got to serve, or we only got to satisfy the basic needs of man, and that's food, shelter, and clothing, for the most part. And, they then attach, just the evolution of man, then attach the other few things that's now added to it in terms of vehicle. You definitely need transportation. You need communication device and shit like that. The World Wide Web, you need to have access to that. But outside of food, shelter, and clothing, that's just the basic essential things of life, man. And once you be able to accomplish that and satisfy that, then everything else, for the most part, is heaven. That's how I live mine, man. Once I accomplish that, the food, shelter, and the clothing, and, pay your bills and shit like that, you got, like I say, your transportation, gas, and all that. Outside of that, man, everything else is heaven, And so, but then also, I can say the thing is with the food, shelter, and clothing, it is also, it's a struggle attached to that, because you do have to accomplish what level of housing you want to stay. Because you can stay in the hood or you can stay in Beverly Hills, so that's a different effort attached to your housing or your shelter. You can eat caviar or peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. You know what I mean? You can wear Louis Vuitton or Dickies and khakis. So in that case of food, shelter, and clothing, there's still an effort attached to that. You know what I'm saying? But this your big boy, man. This your big brother E.Ali, man. Brother man Ali. and the ToLe'Do. E.Ali and the ToLe'Do. Thinking I know
It's hard out here when you got the dog barking. Street talking, I know the fans watching. It's hard out here when you got the dog barking. Straight out the mud and put it back in sand. Try to flip this shit to 100 grand. Niggas I know, I got work for the law. That's like once or twice, nigga cop a kilo.
So won't you come and ride with me? You can meet the whole family. We be holding it down in these streets.
It's a block like that. Let your chain swing. Say your hood name. Let your head bang. It's a block like that. It's a block like that. It's a block like that. Let your chain swing. Say your hood name. Let your head bang. It's a block like that. It's a block like that.
Well, I'm the first to hit the block, last one to leave. Academic sweat hustling with the yak of